Right now at 10, a commercial area on Madison's east side is still closed due to a gas leak. We are live near Egan Road with the latest details. And the situation worsens in Eastern Europe. But find out why Senator Ron Johnson says he doesn't think Russia will invade Ukraine. And later, shocking video out of Florida tonight where a day at the beach was not a fun day in the sun. That's all coming up at 10.
1760 Egan Road. We had a citizen complaint they could smell gas in the area. We are out here checking it out. We do have gas pouring out of the meter on the back of this building. We're getting MG out here right away. We're going to go do a little investigation.
Well, this has been the scene on Madison's east side since earlier today near Princeton Club for more than 6 hours. A gas leak was reported on Egan Road at around 3 o'clock, forcing evacuations for about a 1-block radius. Right now, crews are still out there, and so is our Tahlil Mohadin, who has the latest.
Still an active scene on Madison east side, but things have calmed down quite a bit since earlier today when several crews responding to that gas leak first closed off much of this area. Now, this area includes the west end of Madison's Easttown Mall, parking lot from Planet Fitness to Animart. Officials say just around 3 p.m., someone reported smelling gas behind a building on the 1700 block of Egan Road near the mall. Once firefighters responded, they found it was a significant underground gas leak. So additional fire crews, Madison Police, and MG&E were also on hand to assist. Together, they evacuated the 1-block area around the source of the leak, notifying several nearby businesses by phone. Officials say that gas leak has been shut off. They did so around 4 p.m., but the buildings and the streets in the area will remain closed so that they can be ventilated.
All right, thank you so much, Tahlil. And as we learn more about this developing situation, you have to make sure to have our Channel 3000 News app. It's free and available in the App Store. Next tonight at 10, U.S. Senator Ron Johnson says he's keeping an eye on the situation in Eastern Europe. Johnson spoke at an event today in Madison for the Republican women of Dane County. He says Russia needs to be punished if it does invade Ukraine.
Should Putin invade, I mean, there will be severe sanctions, and I think the most effective ones will be levied against Putin and his cronies, their wealth overseas. I don't think we've ever done that adequately enough. We need to do that.
But the senator told us that he has spoken with several ambassadors in Eastern Europe who believe that Russia will not end up invading. Meanwhile, the U.S. says it's convinced that Russia is planning an attack on Ukraine's capital city within the next few days. Russia flexed its military muscles today. You're seeing a massive nuclear forces drill overseen by Vladimir Putin today. The Russian president says this was planned, and he also said there's nothing to worry about.
If Russia further invades Ukraine, the United States, together with our allies and partners, will impose significant and unprecedented economic costs.
Ukraine's president wants those sanctions to be imposed immediately because he says the current situation is destroying Ukraine's economy. An expert on Russian politics says Ukraine is determined to find a way to avoid this conflict. She says that that's difficult because Russia has made it clear it's willing to use violence when it wants to get what it wants.
Diplomatic solution sounds kind of nice, like diplomatically, like politely, you come to agreement. So it has that connotation, but it also means coming to some kind of agreement rather than increased conflict. So I think it's still really important to try to avoid conflict because that's people on the ground, soldiers, civilians, etc., who could be harmed by this.
Professor Herrera also believes that most Russians are not looking to go into war and says the country is actually suffering under Putin's leadership. Okay, let's switch things now to looking outside. It's still pretty darn cold tonight, but we're expecting a major warm-up tomorrow. Meteorologist Austin Kopninski joins us outside with your certified most accurate forecast.
Oh, a big warm-up for tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's just not going to last very long. We have a high set for tomorrow of 49 degrees. Now, we're going to see a strong southerly breeze that'll help to bring up those temperatures. So it is going to be a windy Sunday ahead of us, but we're also looking to stay dry. The Doppler track right now currently does look pretty great. You can hear the winds whipping behind me right now. Current temperature is at about 18, but it feels like it's in the single digits thanks to the breeze right now. But by this time tomorrow, we'll be talking 40s, so it's going to be quite a bit warmer out there. But our wind speeds right now, 17 degrees in Madison, 30 miles per hour rather in Monroe, 17 miles per hour here in Madison. Some strong winds already starting to take over. Wind advisories will go into effect here at 9 a.m. through 3 p.m. tomorrow for some of our eastern communities. And we're also watching out for an alert day Monday night and Tuesday. That's where we could see some light snowfall and possibly some light freezing rain. So I'll have all the details on that and a look at your extended forecast coming up in a bit.
Thanks so much, Austin. Okay, take a look at this new video. Shocking new video tonight out of Miami Beach. That's a helicopter crashing into the ocean right near a busy beach. You can see as that helicopter is crashing down, and it's unbelievable to think that this is surveillance video that captured this, and it ended up not hitting any of these beachgoers. A pilot, I apologize, 2 people were hurt, including the pilot. The FAA is investigating what happened. And continuing coverage tonight, the former state Supreme Court Justice leader of reviewing Wisconsin's 2020 election says once again he wants to jail Madison's mayor. Last month, Michael Gableman said he did not want to jail Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, but in a petition filed in Waukesha County yesterday, Gableman said that she should be jailed for not complying with his subpoenas. Now, Rhodes Conway told the Wisconsin State Journal that Gableman's investigation has, quote, gone off the rails. Gableman's latest petition also includes the mayor of Green Bay, several city clerks, and the chair of Wisconsin Election Commission. And meanwhile, we are hearing again that this weekend from the state's top election officials in an assembly hearing this week, they knocked down the conspiracy theories about voter records in the 2020 election. In a wide-ranging interview, one of the officials told us about the painstaking process it's been to look over every claim.
Certainly. And, we take every claim or question that we receive very seriously because some of the allegations that are being made are very alarming. They are very serious. And if I were a voter not working in elections and heard some of these things, they would be disturbing to me.
You can see much more of our sit-down interview with the state's top election officials tomorrow morning on For the Record. That begins right here on News 3 Now at 10:30. Turning to our COVID headlines tonight, cases are quickly dropping around the country. The death rate is slightly down, but about 2,200 people are still dying each day in the U.S.
Wall-to-wall crowds in New Orleans this weekend, all celebrating the return of Mardi Gras after COVID canceled festivities last year.
Good time to be out with family and to enjoy it without COVID. No masks, freedom.
America's new optimism is fueled by the sharp drop in cases and hospitalizations. Yet 95% of Americans still live in a high-risk area for infection.
I feel like it's going to be around no matter what.
That live with it sentiment now echoed by the governors of California and Utah. They're shifting their response from a pandemic to endemic.
Let me be clear that this is not the end of COVID, but it is the beginning of treating COVID as we do other seasonal respiratory viruses.
The CDC still recommends universal masking, yet every state but Hawaii has ended or is planning to lift mask mandates. That drastic drop in cases is motivating Americans to dine out, travel, and hit theme parks once again. California lifted its indoor mask mandate last week, but here in LA County, you can only take off your mask if you're outdoors. The indoor requirement will remain in place for several weeks. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Looking ahead, the Madison School District says it's going to provide an update on its masking plans early next week. This comes after Public Health's decision to allow the county to expire their mandate on March 1st. A number of local districts have already announced their plan to shift the masking situation to optional masking. We've got a full list on channel3000.com. Madison School Board candidates will answer your questions tomorrow night during a virtual forum. It's being hosted by the Eastside Progressives and the Grandparents United for Madison Public Schools. The event is set to start at 6:30. You can sign up for the Zoom link on the group's Facebook page. In other education news tonight, UW-Platteville President Dennis Shields is moving south. Shields was named the new president of Southern University System in Louisiana. The 66-year-old Iowa native is a graduate of Graceland College and the University of Iowa College of Law. New tonight, Tiger Woods says that he is frustrated with how long it's taking him to get back to a high level of golf, but he does plan to one day get back to competing. He spoke with Jim Nantz on CBS this afternoon.
You will see me on the PGA Tour. I just don't know when. And trust me, I'd love to tell you that I'll be playing next week, but I don't know when.
It's been 2 months since we last saw Tiger competing. That was in late December when his son Charlie joined him for the PNC Championship. Last February, Woods severely damaged his right leg in a really horrific car crash. More sporting news tonight. The former Dolphins head coach who was suing the NFL for racial discrimination has a new job tonight. Brian Flores will now become the defensive assistant for the Steelers. Now, Flores' legal team says the lawsuit will still proceed despite this hire. Still ahead at 10, Girl Scout cookie season is almost here, and see how the Highland community is coming together tomorrow to benefit another small town. Plus, one local man took up baking at the beginning of the pandemic and hasn't stopped making bread. His story's after the break.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Your kindness outshines your highs and lows. Your strength can outlast any bad day because you are greater than your bipolar 1. And you can help take control of your symptoms and ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Once daily Vraylar is proven to treat depressive, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Full spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain, and high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, may occur. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Common side effects include sleepiness and stomach issues. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are also common. You are greater than your bipolar 1. Ask about Vraylar.
This is the purpose-built Ford F-150. It's a beast with brains. You know what? Skip this video. Go see one at the auto show.
It's auto show time, the best time to buy a Ford F-150 with ways to power up this and that. Work smarter. Muscle for most anything. Plus, special auto show offers to help you bring one home today. Now get a 2021 F-150 with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus 1,000 auto show bonus cash.
We love our new apartment.
Great kitchen, open floor plan.
But there's not much privacy.
What happened to your wall?
At least Geico makes bundling our renters and car insurance easy.
Does save us a ton. What's on this chicken?
Paprika.
Paprika! I made it at home.
That's my catchphrase.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Sunday morning, a fundraiser for the fallen firefighters out of Mineral Point. We'll bring details.
And a brief warm-up for Sunday, but we are keeping an eye on the alert day for Monday night and Tuesday. We'll have your details Sunday morning from 6:30 to 8.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Well, this is a story of a Southwest Wisconsin community supporting another this weekend. Firefighters and first responders in Highland are trying to raise money in honor of 2 fallen firefighters in Mineral Point killed on duty in a car crash last month. Now, these are fellow men of service that many of Highland's firefighters knew well. We spoke with Fire Chief Kurt James about why they're stepping up.
We felt that if it happened right here in Highland, that, I'm sure other communities around would be willing to jump in and do the same thing.
Fire Captain Brian Bush and firefighter James Ludlam were both killed while responding to another crash last month. The fire truck that they were in was turning into an emergency crossover when it was hit by a semi. So tomorrow afternoon, the Red Zone in Highland is hosting a fundraiser barbecue. The restaurant says it sold out of its 700 chickens during their pre-sale, but they still have many more meals on a first-come, first-served basis. Fundraiser starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow and features a silent auction as well. Next tonight, baking sourdough bread was one of the first big trends to come out of the initial stay-at-home order 2 years ago, which is hard to believe that it's been 2 years. While it was one and done for many people, one Madison man has never stopped baking or making a difference. Christina Laurie explains.
A pandemic pastime with purpose. That's the best way to describe Mo Cheek's bread-making side hustle called Bread and Justice.
It started, frankly, just because I was making a lot of bread and giving it away to friends and donating it.
Born during the height of the pandemic and protests, the former Madison City Councilman started baking as a way to cope with his anxiety and appetite for change.
One of the coolest parts about Bread and Justice is the community.
Twice a week, Mo wakes up in the middle of the night, baking a couple dozen loaves for his growing customer base. Selling them for $8 a piece, Mo gives every penny away to different causes each month. Last February, he donated more than $2,500 to Madison Center for Black Excellence in Culture. In April, he gave more than $3,000 to the NAACP. This month's sales benefit the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness.
One of the most valuable things for me has been being reminded that we're all in it together.
Now, 2 years in, Mo's made more than 1,500 loaves for 300 customers and was recently named the Bread Hero of the Midwest at the World Bread Awards. Still, he remains just as humble, hardworking, and selfless as the day he started his pandemic pastime.
Even for this little community that I've created about people who, for people who care deeply about good quality bread made with local ingredients and who care deeply about social justice, that there's a home for us, that there's a community for people with those overlapping passions.
In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
Oh, that last shot, that bread looks amazing. Mo says this year is all about growth. He's working on scaling up and trying to increase the number of loaves of bread that he can make from his home. And more local news, and this is important news, folks. Girl Scouts in our area are kicking off the cookie season. The Madison Leadership Center hosted an event today to get the girls psyched about the iconic program, which begins on March 5th. The girls learned several skills, including money management, business ethics, and goal setting.
I think it's really great that they get this experience. I never personally got an experience like this. I find that this is really good for them.
There's also a new cookie on sale this year, the Adventurefuls. It's a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream. Again, cookie season begins in 2 weeks from today on March 5th. Madison's coolest event of this year is back. Special Olympics supporters from around the state were freezing for a good reason today during the annual Polar Plunge. Dozens of people jumped into the icy cold water this morning at Olin Park.
It's more than just helping Special Olympics Wisconsin. It's a tradition. I have never plunged myself, but to see these people, seasoned plungers, it makes me want to start the process so I can do it for 10 to 15 years and share that with my kids when I have those.
Polar plunges happened in 7 other cities today around the state. Now, all of this money raised goes towards Special Olympics Wisconsin, which supports more than 9,000 athletes year-round. I don't know, Austin, that looks pretty darn cold.
Oh, man. And Brady Mallory was there earlier today. I wonder if he did end up jumping in. I got to ask him later on this week. But, yeah, it's still pretty cold outside right now, and the wind is really what the killer is right now, bringing down those wind chills because it looks actually pretty nice. We're going to stay dry tonight with partly cloudy to even mostly clear skies at times. But upper 40s are returning for our Sunday. Temperatures are going to be very elevated for one day and one day only. We're going to cool right back down for Monday and Tuesday. And we're watching out for some light mix that's expected. And then another chance for some snowfall late Thursday and mostly Thursday night into early Friday morning. Current Doppler track does look great. So let's take a big zoom in here to southern Wisconsin where there's just no action happening. That's going to be the case for the rest of tonight. Not looking at any precipitation, but we are going to see increasing temperatures. Right now they're in the upper teens, but by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking lower 30s towards the afternoon hours, upper 40s. So a very quick rise in temperatures thanks to a pretty strong southerly breeze. Tomorrow is going to be a windy day. If you're going to be outside grilling, keep the lid down. You should be good to go outdoors. But then afterwards, what we're watching out for Monday and Tuesday, morning hours on Monday still looking pretty great. You won't have any concerns on the roadways. Towards the afternoon and evening, we're going to start to see some of that lighter precipitation making its way through. Temperatures right around freezing. So I think that first hour or so that we start to see precipitation falling, we likely won't see those slick spots, but then they will quickly form afterwards. And that's going to be the main concern that we're really watching out for. Most of the snowfall and the heavier snowfall is actually going to be up north, but these snow showers and mainly freezing rain showers are going to continue making their way through for much of the day, even on Tuesday. So that's really our main concern moving forward here for this upcoming work week. Future Track is going to show also just a more zoomed out look, but the same situation. Some of the heavier snowfall in the north woods. Here in southern Wisconsin, we're going to see a little bit of a mixed bag with precipitation, but enough to cause those roadway concerns. So we have alert days in the forecast Monday night and Tuesday. It's not going to be snowing or freezing raining the entire time. There will be breaks in the action, but the fact that it's going to be happening over that 24, 36-hour period, it's going to be enough to cause those slick spots. Future Track snow still shows less than an inch of snowfall here for us. Much more up north. So I really think we're not going to see too much here. Some of our northern communities in terms of snow, right around 1 to 3 inches, maybe a little bit more than that. But ice, this is what I'm watching out for here. All you need is a few hundredths of an inch of ice, and we could potentially see even a 1/10 or 2/10 of an inch of ice there. So that's really going to be the main issue here in this extended forecast. And you can see the warm day tomorrow. That will actually help us out a little bit here. 49 degrees, but it is going to be a windy Sunday ahead. Then jumping to Monday, the morning looking great, but again, that afternoon and evening especially, we'll start to see that mixed precipitation moving through, and that's going to be that main concern here for the early part of this week.
That's a pretty drastic shift the next couple of days. You know, is there anything that overall that you worry about when you see those drastic shifts? Or
you know, not so much with how much snow we really have on the ground right now, but if we did have more snow on the ground, whenever you see those warm temperatures and then it freezes again overnight, then that really causes a lot of the potholes on the roadways. But since we're not going to see that happening too much over this next week, I think we'll be pretty good to go.
Sweet. I just did a little pop quiz for you there.
I love it. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Thanks, Austin. It is NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. Giannis and his brothers are in Cleveland showing off their skills. More on that coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop any way. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Here's the newest spin on Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. It's X times the money, a new family of games with prices from $1 to $20. The bigger the ticket, the bigger the multiplier and top prize, all the way up to $200,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Having a 5G phone that's not on T-Mobile makes as much sense as playing ice hockey. Using pool noodles. Get out of the penalty box with 5G coverage like this. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. T-Mobile, more 5G bars in more places. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Did I do that? Every time.
You think she's still awake?
Don't worry.
stealth mode?
Yeah.
Don't PTA meetings end at 9?
Oh, got lost.
Wait, what'd you guys talk about?
Oh, math.
Libraries.
Fine. You can drive to practice this weekend.
That was easy.
What?
I mean, I love cute guys.
The Lexus RX, built for modern families.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Just over 3 weeks until Selection Sunday for March Madness, but the NCAA Tournament Committee is giving us a little bracket preview. Wisconsin is coming in as the projected 4 seed in the East region. But first things first, got to take care of the regular season. Badgers sitting second in the Big Ten standings with a handful of games left. Michigan, they're on deck. Tomorrow will be the first time meeting each other this season, and UW's got a lot in their favor. You know, playing at home, 20 wins on the season, plus being ranked 15th, but they aren't underestimating the Wolverines.
Yeah, I just think of them as a defensive team. I know Jordan Howard, he's a really good coach and really gets his guys to play hard, so I know that's what I'm expecting for them to do.
They've been able to find a way. You know, they've won lower possession games, they've won higher possession games. It's going to be, you know, another challenge for us, just like, you know, the other, 15 have been so far, and that's what makes this league so competitive and so good.
Tip-off for tomorrow's game is set for noon. You can watch it right here on News 3. And during halftime, Michael Finley's jersey number will officially be retired. NBA All-Star Weekend tonight, the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, and it's a family affair. Giannis, Thanasis, and Alex going up against the Cavs and the Rooks. Of course, the Antetokounmpos out there flexing. They win the passing challenge. It's all tied up. They just got to make a 3 to get to the finals, but Darius Garland does it for the Cavs, and they eventually go on to win it all. Wisconsin knew this weekend would present many challenges. That's what happens when two of the best teams in the country face each other. Following a nasty loss to Ohio State last night, the Badgers look to wrap up the regular season on a high note. Some gritty defense, it keeps it scoreless until the second period. Buckeyes, they strike first, jump out to a 2-goal lead, but there's still plenty of game left. Now, when the Badgers get Daryl Watts the puck, great things happen. That's why she's the team's leading scorer. She cuts the deficit to just 1. But the comeback falls short. Wisconsin drops the regular season finale 2-1. Division I sectional wrestling finals taking place at Sun Prairie earlier. Winners advance to state next week. In 132, Beaver Dam's Kyler Newberger. He doesn't hold back. He blanks his opponent with a 6-0 decision. Well, the 4 showed up big time in the higher weight classes. In 160, Brody Heemauer dominates the mat, wins by tech fall in the second period. Elijah Bauer follows in his teammates' footsteps, downs his opponent by major decision in 170. The local products just rolling in these final matches. In the very last one, in 285, Sauk Prairie's Nolan Vills makes a statement with a major decision. Next stop for these wrestlers is the Kohl Center.
Oh man, March Madness is coming close.
I know. I can see you're just tapping the fingers. You're excited. Everyone's getting excited. Obviously, they know the buzz and stuff. So it's going to be really exciting.
Absolutely.
It is. It's going to be great.
Thanks so much, Jordan. We're going to be right back.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed, just $89.
Ford Edge impresses with savvy street smarts, lots of tech, and you know what? Go shop this SUV at the auto show.
It's auto show time. The best time to buy a Ford SUV with on-the-go connectivity, tech to help you drive confidently, flexibility for cargo and crew, plus special auto show offers to help you bring one home today. Order your Ford SUV during auto show to lock in a special Flex Buy offer, plus get an extra $1,000 retail order bonus.
Everyone deserves stylish and quality furniture. So I'm calling all Bobs to help get the word out. Like this Bob, the original Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob, the Bob. President's Day weekend is here, and I'm celebrating big time with free treats in all my cafes, plus untouchable values on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and my world-famous Bob-O-Pedic mattresses. And if you love value as much as I do, stop by your local Bob's Discount Furniture store to get your free honorary Bob pin.
Come celebrate all President's Day weekend long.
I want to have $1 million when I retire.
Oh, great goal.
So where do I start?
Well, first you set up automatic transfers into savings. That can add up pretty quickly.
For me, working on putting $1,000 into an emergency fund got me in a good saving habit.
Already on it.
Then put together a plan to get rid of debt and maximize your investments. You know, Summit helped me do.
Oh, that's great. I love how Summit gives people the knowledge and confidence to go after their goals. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, carefully knead dough. Step 2, artfully spread sauce. Step 3, add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4, realize we already did all that for you. So all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get the fan favorite cowboy pizza with pepperoni, sausage, black olives, and mushrooms on our original crust. Order online at papamurphys.com. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
If you stutter on the phone, speech-to-speech is for you.
Hi, Nihada. This is Andy Smith, and I was calling to see if our home loan has been approved.
A specially trained operator revoices the conversation to the person on the other end of the line.
Hi, Nihada. This is Andy Smith, and I was calling to see if our home loan has been approved.
Oh, Andy, we have great news. You've been approved for the full amount.
To learn more about speech-to-speech relay service, go to wisconsinrelay.com.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
How an area school community is turning tragedy into hope. Sunday at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Well, it's still pretty much freezing out right now, but how's our weather looking up this week?
You know, I would say by the time we even reach tomorrow morning, it's going to feel quite a bit warmer than it is outside right now. These temperatures are on the rise overnight thanks to a strong southerly breeze. You're going to start out tomorrow morning right in those lower 30s, and we're going to end the day in the upper 40s with quite a bit of some wind. Not going to see a ton of snowfall through Monday and Tuesday, but the alert day still stands. Freezing rain is looking likely as of right now.
All right, Austin, thanks so much, and thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everyone.